So if you just want to take some breaths, coming in through the nose as normal, and then long out breath through the mouth. Allowing when you breathe in for your belly to really fill up, and when you breathe out for the belly and the chest to just fall. And that long out breath coming out through the mouth allows us to begin to connect the mind and the body together, and also to allow us to settle into the parasympathetic nervous phase, that rest, the digest, the healing phase. It's really good to get out of that sympathetic nervous system operation, because when we're rushing about, when we're feeling stressed, that can often be where we end up staying, which is really exhausting for the body, and particularly for women's bodies, it's really unhelpful. So let's take this time together. And with your next in-breath, allowing yourself to breathe in a beautiful golden white light. And as you breathe out, just begin to send that energy down to the feet, just to nourish them, to say thank you for all the running around that they do, whether it's in reality or metaphorically. And allow your awareness to come to the places where your body meets the furniture. Whether you're laying or sitting, notice what's supporting you. Pillows, cushions, chairs. And with your next in-breath, bringing that golden white light into the body. And then spreading it through the body with your out-breath, just letting it go and finding its own way. Knowing that there's an innate healing intelligence within this light. With your next out breath, allowing yourself to consciously relax the body and the mind. Maybe you use the mantra, relax, let go. And maybe begin to experiment with the color of the light that you are breathing in, if you see color. And let's invite in a color or a sensation that brings in more spaciousness, more relaxation, more releasing of tension into the muscles. into the body. As I ask you, what color would that be? Take your first thought. Allow that color, that sensation to flow through the body. And if there are places that still resist a sense of relaxation or ease, imagine that you're breathing directly into that body area and directly out of that body area. Imagine in your mind's eye a control panel which can adjust exactly how you, your body, your emotions feel. And as you look across your control panel, just as if you were controlling a spaceship, there are many dials and switches, buttons, levers, lots of places where there's readouts. And here you're going to scan and find easily the area that allows the body to relax and become more spacious, dumping out anything that's not serving it, any resistance, any trapped thoughts or feelings, any held patterns, habitual patterns within the structures. Just finding that place now. And then adjusting the control so that this can happen easily. And maybe that's a switching on, maybe it's a turning up. Whatever that looks like to you is perfect. And notice within your body how that adjustment now feels. Are there any areas that need even more of that? And this is where you notice that there's a little cover, plastic clear cover, and underneath it is a dial to turn up the ease, the space, the releasing of tension. So go ahead and turn up that dial and notice the area or areas that were struggling begin to relax. Remembering that you are more than these sensations, these feelings. You are more in so many ways. And just notice, are there any limitations, any beliefs that stop that area of the body from truly letting go? Is there some idea that it was injured and it's stuck there? That you always hold it there and therefore it can't be changed? And if that's the case, I just want you to imagine plucking that belief, that idea, and connected to are the tendrils where they've tucked into the nerves, the fabric of the body, the thoughts, the feelings, and they've changed them and persuaded them of this limitation. And you pluck all of this out. And beside you is a purple flame, the violet flame. This is a transmuting energy that's available to anybody, to everybody. And place that belief with its tendrils in that violet flame, knowing that the violet flame transmutes all negativity into positivity. And that this will now be recycled by the earth, by the universe, into something more useful. And just scan, are there any other places where you've decided it must be so? And begin to slot them out. A bit like removing electrical components. Just slide them out and pop them in the violet flame. And as we do this, we ask the angels to come forward to begin to replace those limitations, those ideas, those beliefs with true empowerment, And it's empowerment that's held and nourished with divine love, intuition and wisdom and compassion. And they slot back into those places, filling it with light and love, with compassion and truth. And systematically working around the body wherever you feel those tensions, or wherever you're noticing something coming up and flagging your attention. Perhaps your control panel is showing you where to go. Perhaps your control panel needs a new motherboard. And again, you would just slide that out and invite the angels to place a new one in its place. Limitless potential. Just allowing the rewiring, the reprogramming that's for your highest and best to happen with the love and the help of the angels and your wise subconscious. Maybe it's updating your programming, knowing that you are no longer a 3-year-old or a 10-year-old, that in fact you are a resourceful, mature woman who's had many experiences and survived them all. And while this process is continuing, imagine that you see a dial on that control panel, which is labeled appreciation of myself. And I want you to turn up that dial. Allow it to begin to flood through the body, neurons, the hormones, just allowing yourself to really appreciate all that you are, all that you've experienced and achieved, the very fact you came through it all, that you have grown, that you have wisdom to share. Really feel that appreciation of yourself. And as you're feeling this appreciation of yourself, just take a look. What is the dial or the switch that's connected to the value you have of yourself? What's that at? Could it do with switching on or turning up or changing in any way? But go ahead and do that now. Allow yourself to bask in that energy. Let it flood through the body and into your aura. There are so many things we could bathe in, so let's choose wisely. Perhaps there's a dial or a switch that allows you to relax, to expand your awareness, to fine tune your awareness so that you can really sense the light beings, the divine, perhaps the elementals, such as fairies, or even just your heartbeat and the flow of your blood. Perhaps the sensation at the end of your nose or the very tips of your fingers, allowing yourself to expand into more awareness, finer awareness. And now, instead of noticing that the control panel is separate somehow, imagine, visualize looking down at your own heart and seeing that there's a dial there, and you can turn that up to experience more joy. And go ahead and do that now. And if there's something else that you're aware of needing more feeling of, notice that being present. And again, that there's a dial or a button for that. And go ahead, increase what it is that you need more of right now. When you realize that you spend all your time in your body, whether you're aware of it or not, whether your thoughts are with you or the future or the past, has an effect on the physical body. When we remain in the present, in the experience of the moment, time can feel like it's slowing down, and we sense the light that's within this. We sense the connection to the divine, to ourselves, to each other. We can sense the threads of emotions that join us together. We can also notice any limitations or any habitual behaviors. As soon as we take our awareness from this present moment, we get caught up. We can lose ourselves in the feelings of pain within the body or the emotions. We can lose ourselves with ideas, fears that have no place in the here and the now. They are merely constructs of our imaginations or the imaginations of those around us. Remembering that we can tap into our own thoughts and fears just as easily as we can tap into the mass consciousness connected with those thoughts or those fears. And it makes them feel real, but they are not. They are an experience of some at some point. They are not the experience of everybody or always. Consciously disconnecting from the mass consciousness is a wise choice. Bringing your awareness back to now is the only time you actually have. Bring as much joy and allowing into that moment. Whatever it is that allows you to be most alive in your heart and your mind in the now, allow yourself to do more of that. If we can be present for ourselves, we can be present for one another. And being present for more than just ourselves is how we begin to build communities, how we begin to change or shape the world that we live in. And as we move away from the microcosm, we start to see that these shifts have a huge impact across the planet. Allowing the vibration of humanity, of mass consciousness to shift, to change. The fewer of us that tune into, who agree with, who decide that this is true for us with the mass consciousness thoughts, the few of us that do that will allow this mass consciousness in each theme to begin to die down, to begin to become extinct. And it takes presence, takes awareness, diligence. But all of us are capable of this. This is how we bring unity to humanity, to the planet. And it starts with you. And where you choose to place your attention. So grow that love, grow that connection with yourself and each other, your loved ones, those that light up your world. For if you are a light within, it's more easy to forgive the transgressions of others. They will seem small, insignificant, because your hearts will be so large, so high, so full, that it will be easy to see those that are not those that need a hand, those that need to be shown the way. Together we do this, balancing the feminine and the masculine, the male, the female, and all the other genders that we have, expressions of genders that we have. None of it matters except that we are one. And until we practice this awareness, this oneness, we won't know it. We won't feel it. But this is what we are here for. And together we rise each other up, expanding and growing, lightening, thriving. You are blessed. And may blessings be upon you and yours always. And the parting message there from Master Jesus is keep the light. So with your choosing of where your awareness goes, begin to focus now on a grounding cord coming from the base of your spine, down through the layers of your building, down into the very center of earth, anchoring you, anchoring this awareness and the shifts and the energy that you are now in, anchoring that into this body, this moment, this time, allowing your subconscious to be aware of this shift and incorporating it into your experiences and your vault of resourcefulness. And as you connect to the very center of Mother Earth, widen that grounding cord so it's at least as wide as you, maybe even as wide as your aura, holding you truly steady, strong and stable, allowing your energy systems to flush out anything that it's no longer needing. And yet allowing you to feel nourished and held, revitalized, reinvigorated by Mother Earth. And you can feel the rising of that spring energy, an important shift in energetic terms towards growth. And as you allow yourself to really feel that expansion that you've experienced today and the releasing of anything less than that, that's growth. Growth in its purest form. Remember that you are not a body with a spirit. You are a spirit with a body. Your spirit is too large to fit entirely in your body. So choose in each moment to be truly full of your divine spirit, your divine energy. No place for limitations. And when you notice yourself saying, I can't, I don't know how, shaking your head, check in, is this actually true for me right now? Have I just got stuck with some old programming? And with this anchoring to Mother Earth, this expansion and this awareness, we ask the angels to place some sacred geometry around or in your energy that allows you to stay present with this shift, this healing, this activation. And you might have a sense of what that looks like or feels like, or you might not. Just trust. Trust that all really is well. And then very, very gently, taking plenty of time, starting to come back to the physical body. Perhaps bringing your awareness to where your body meets cushions or the furniture or the floor. Bringing your awareness to your fingers, your toes, your shoulders. Allowing some gentle movements in these spaces. Taking a nice deep breath in. And then with your out breath, gently opening your eyes. And looking first down at your own body before anywhere else. And I thank you for being with me and the Light Gang. And I wish you blessed sleep if you're going straight to bed, or a beautiful day if you're doing this first thing in the morning. Namaste.